Hey guys, it's Wes here. It's about 21 hours until the mudding trip here, and we still got quite a bit to do. On here, we've got to button up a snorkel, and I'm gonna get the throttle working right with the extra return spring on there. And this one needs a new tire, as far as I'm concerned, and maybe a tune-up, just a minor tune-up from us. This is JD's Lawnmower. Go check him out on YouTube, JD Bergen. This one somehow mysteriously, magically doesn't break down, then I'd be impressed. We're gonna get some light cubes mounted on it, or at least I'm gonna try and get some light cubes mounted on it. And then we need to get a tire on this one, and then we'll go maybe take them on a mud test real quick through a runoff. Just tripped over my hood. First order of business, a new air induction system. This isn't that bad, this here filter. However, in the mud, if you got to think here, there's just going to be mud coming up from these tires and getting directly into that. So first what I'm going to do is take it off here. One thing you want to note here is don't just rip it off, even if you're certain it's not on there very tight. If you rip it off, you can damage the rubber here. So never do that, because the turbo exit here is a 51 millimeter and this is a 50 millimeter. And to replace a little air filter, this beaut. Once I loosen this, I'll be sticking an air filter on here. It is going to be a little hard to fit this air filter on with this tube, but I think we'll just angle it up here or something along the lines of that, or just run it hoodless. Really doesn't matter. But for now, I'm gonna get a 12 millimeter loose here. Now there is a small New Holland tractor running in the background. Don't mind that. They're modern hose clamps, modern car intercooler hose clamps. So they're actually quite versatile, quite usable. This is the same sort of deal you'd be using if you were replacing the intercooler pipes or making a turbo kit for your Honda or something. I don't know what you guys drive. You want to make sure to get this around the flange of the intake side on the turbocharger. You don't want to put it ahead of the flange, and you don't want to put it after. You want to put it around this area. If you put it in front of the flange, it won't hold down. I've put it over the flange, which in some cases is acceptable. In our case, it isn't. But I'm still putting it over the flange, which luckily is a very easy install. That just goes on there, just like that. Yes, it does look a little stubby on there, but it doesn't really matter. It looks hilarious to me, and it's gonna get us some air. Before I move on to doing another return spring here, I'm gonna try and get rid of these two linkages. Note, on our lawnmower, the choke no longer functions. This does nothing, and neither does this. So I'm gonna remove them both. I'm gonna fab up some tabs eventually here tonight to put on the front to mount some light cubes. We'll have some wire that runs up to there into the switch. So yeah, less important thing first. Okay, I just got the linkages completely undone, and yeah. Looking pretty good here. Probably need to move on to doing the next easiest thing, which is putting a new throttle spring on here. But first, this right here is turbo diesel oil, or as I like to call it, speed juice. I'm gonna write it on the bottle and keep it in my little storage container here, so that whenever the turbo gets a little low on oil, because it's a reservoir system here, I'll just put a funnel there, drizzle some speed juice in there, and be on my way again. It's essentially like an oil change every 15 minutes, but you only have to use about a milliliter of the bottle. So, boom. Mint. So that was tune-up night for this lawnmower. I got the lights hooked up and the return spring semi-adjusted. The problem is the mount it was on was kind of bent, so I bent it back so that there's some tension on the spring, and that was really the only problem. And now we got this beaut of a mud lawnmower. This is still flopping around. I'll have to fix this on the go somehow, but yeah, I believe that'll be it for tuning night. It is now probably, let's see here. It's 4 o'clock. We got about 18, 19 hours until mudding day. It begins. This is gonna be good.
Well, this is the aftermath. Not really, because we cleaned them up, but at the end of the day, my buddy's mower broke down because the carb's all dirty. The Mud Princess, as we call it, which is my mower, did amazing. That did alright, just needs new tires. The turbo mower, if you're wondering, definitely needs a turbo delete. Well, that's it for this episode. Probably gonna hit the mud hole next week, but until then, feel free to like and subscribe. Definitely needs a turbo delete.